こんにちは。エドワードゲーミング vs RNG。4試合目。初戦は RNG が勝ったんだけど、2試合連続ちょっと構成が問題があったように見えますね、RNG は。アニーピックもはまらなかったし、トップをぶち壊す構成やったけど、グレーブスなかなか潰せないしね。エドワードゲーミング、ここでミッドを毎回バンしてるよね。クラインのチャンピオンが TF、ライズ、あとはルブランぐらい。今回は開きそうだ。One team has the better support matchup. That is the team that has controlled bot lane and then controlled the game. I need to see Ming pick after Mako in this game. And it seems like right now EDG were trying to push them to ban out the Yuumi would be my guess.エドワードゲーミングここでアフェリオスを取るか。ライズですよね。またアニーやるか。ユーミ空いてるけど RNG はユーミやらねえだろっていうことです。エドワードゲーミング。エドワードゲーミングもファーストピックユーミしないんだね。ノーチラスバンしたのにユーミ取らねえんだ。どっちみち RNG はユーミ取らねえからここで取るのかな、次のローテーションで。まずライズを取って敵はユーミ取らねえから、エドワードゲーミングここでユーミこれ RNG が初めてアフェリオスを取ります。ユーミまたオラフ行く。オラフで勝ってるよね。ただオラフが JF 相手厳しいか。ウルトで囲まれて何もできなかった。ミスフォーチューン。RNG はまたアニやんの。昨日のバルス枠なんだけど。マジか。セカンドゲームでアニクソやらかしたのにここでまたピックするのはすごいハートを持ってますね。これが中国のセロス。ハイマーディンガーよりかはマシに見えるけどセカンドゲームでアニミットピックされたのが10年ぶりみたいですよ。シーズン1ぶり。シーズン3と5ではサポートとして起用されたことはあるんですけど、ミッドアニーは10年ぶりですね。てかここでなんでアニー取るの？アニーバンされると思ったの？アニーピックするんだったら4体目でよくね？サポートバンされるからサポート取っといた方が良かったと思うけど、アニーをバンすると思ったのかな。だからアイズ相手シンドラもできるし、チームファイトのオリアナもできるし、ゾイでもいいと思うしね。なんでアニー取るんだ。RNG 本当にサポートルル行く？できる？ミングエンゲージしなくていい？アニーがエンゲージしてくれる？ RNG はサポートがエンゲージするんだけど、今回役割がミッドとサポート変わりそうですね。クラインがエンゲージする側だと。エドワードゲーミングここでグレイブス。マジグブジェイス以外やらねえな。トップレーン。
quote unquote tanks, he typically does bring out the AP Gragas, not エドワードゲーミングが今回死んじゃおう。トップケネン。アニーさえハマれば RNG 勝てそう。RNG の方が強そうな感じはします。グバイでケネンいいよね。ケネンがとんでもないキャリー力あるからな。ケネンが上手ければ本当ゲームが決まっちゃうよね。ミッドのアニーがどうなるか。フラッシュウルトで結構バイパー捕まえてたから、バイパーもこのシリーズで結構死んでますからね。それで捕まえられれば、序盤不利にならなければ。アニーのティバーズがグレーブスのオートダックブロックしてグブ相手強い説。死にそうじゃね。知らないか。これは J4 がファーム遅れますよ。盗まれるし。これはスタート RNG 最悪だ。止めるか。ルルが寄っている。ルルが寄っているので、ここは RNG が取れそうですかね。グブすげえな。ボトムレーンは不利になるね、RNG が。ボトムのマッチアップがどうなるか。ルルアフェリオスめっちゃ強いですから。RNG ガラがここでキャリーできるかどうか。Our featured matchup set by Mercedes-Benz is this bot lane fight, and I just need to see Gala and Ming actually get it done. This is what's happened in this series. They have been slaughtered down to the 2-on-2.
And it starts off very beneficial. As you alluded to, bottom lane gets a slight advantage, also mid lane. And Annie as a champion here, now we're seeing again, the strengths are in those roaming burst timings. She does struggle due to the range disadvantage in controlling early minion waves, in laning early on. And the struggle is always with the early health pool. You see he's invested in boots level 1 for his predator. Because he wants to play out of lane.
アニーね、初手ブーツ。ただプッシュ力がないからな、アニーが。ブーツで動きたいんだろうけど。ミッドはファーム差がもちろんつきますよね。ミッドの主導権もアニーがないと。でも、かたくなにピックするからガチでカウンターなんだろうな。アニー、はいえ。
Like the opportunity though, you know the positionings of everybody since you just saw Xin bottom side, can't get up there already, so take the positioning advantage, early trade onto the Rise, get the Rise flash down. This it means kill pressure. Everybody in the whole game is pinging that Rise flash because Annie plus Jarvan, if you flash with Annie and
ライズのフラッシュないの結構痛いな。フラッシュがあればアグレッシブにプレイできるけど、今度はアニーがフラッシュしてきて J4 ウルトで囲まれて死んじゃうね。おお。 アニーの TP やケネンの TP。おお。2v2 は勝ったんだけど、ジャングルの寄りがエドワードゲーミングになりましたね。アフェリオス、ルルうまかったけどね、相手のミスフォーチュンが通常攻撃をミニオンに打つタイミングを狙って 2v2 キル取ったけど。
So many cooldowns in addition to the kills have been earned by EDG in this opening play, and you can see the big reactions for it.
It's their 6th time at the World Championship, and EDG have never crossed the barrier of top 8. Here against a team that's had their number for 4 years straight, and EDG are saying, well, the number today is maybe a 3 and a 1. Looking so far so good, 600 gold up in what could be the last game of this quarterfinal.
And EDG are showing why they were the LPL champions in Summer Split. They're just taking down favorite upon favorite.
この J4 怖えな。迷いがないね。
Yeah, that was a very risky attempt there by JJ and rightly punished by Wei because bottom lane was already up in the river for RNG. So definitely a lot of position for collapsing there on the side of RNG. Wei just living down here though, is still level 4.
Can't kill the ward off. It's a nice make it rain, and it's way down a level under JJ. Yeah, he's one camp away, but he's still 4 right now, and that means you don't have power to fight. Sorry, a 3-on-3 is not in your favor. Even down that extra ruby crystal.
Look at Flandre and JJ on the map though, trying to set something up on Cryin, but the movement speed from the shield is completely fine.
Yeah, key communication there by Xiaohu saying there's a roam timer right now for Flandre. Left top side.
アニーは初手ブーツ、ソーサラーブーツ。アニーレベル6です。イグナイトがあればね、ソロキルできそうだけど。
Another big thing is Flandre also has TP, so if you commit to that side, Flandre can come down, but Xiaohu can't. We have seen Flandre just pretty much completely in control of the top side of the map so far. Though, with ultimates up, it feels like this would finally be a time where RNG can look to try and set up a kill on Flandre if they are afraid of that TP play coming on bot.
Yeah, it could be top side because jungler top side right now and slow push building on top side. After this push out, definitely has a roam opening. Bottom side going to relinquish control.
アニーがどう動くかな。
Slow pushing on the top side, but Cryin is spotted by the edge of that ward, I believe.
Yeah, and actually just managed to spot away as well. You would know.
死んじゃう挟まれてるぞ。
EQ knockup, you know he's flashless, a bit of heal for the smite. Big damage out of the rise. Shutdown comes in. Does Scout find a way to trade it? The problem is.
ルルすげえところが来た。
He's here. He's diving. He's dying. But it is still a kill. It's 2 for 1 and no.
いや今のね来てるの分かってたんだけど。相手がブルー行くと思ったら死んじゃおがちょっと J4 に居場所バレたね。ブルーは捨ててウォルフでも食おうと思ったんだけどタイミングが悪かった。アニーが強いのか。アニーが強いというかエドワードゲーミングのミスだけど。ヘラルドのタイミング。アニー、ティバーズはありません。ティバーズはない。フォーチュンウルト。スティール。J4 が取ったチームファイトはどうなる。もうメレーアフェリオス。キルが起きない。
tries another route, looks for a bit more. Not gonna get it just yet, and it's time for RNG to walk backwards. The Scuttle Crab gonna be playing EDG with a consolation prize.
They do push
RNG がヘラルドを取りました。
Dragon's transition could have been open. They're going for blue buff possibly here instead. Not even gonna hand it over to Rise.
I do gotta say though, I feel like the biggest win just has to be Wei winning the smite because you were hitting like Kobe, you're a former pro jungler. Like I just don't know how he comes back.
He's back in it. Confidence booster.
And we are going to see here, going to go straight into the replay. RNG were obviously setting up for this play top. They realize they're spotted, but that also means they spot out where JJ is. Instant tibbers into the Cataclysm. This did look pretty dicey. Scout is actually getting out some good damage, but like Kobe, like you just said, RNG bring everyone top when they look for these plays. Ming wanting to make sure that no one does go down to Scout, does commit, ends up going down, but still RNG pick up more than they lost in that play.
600 gold is RNG's lead. After how bad the last two games looked, the early games were catastrophic for them. Feeling a bit better. We know their team fighting is outstanding. We know they can fight from a deficit. Fighting from a win, from a lead, is how they won game one. See if they can make that one happen. Bot lane, equal in CS. Lulu able to at least equalize what Yuumi puts in the laning phase, and it means they are not bleeding out down there. The question is going to be the Yuumi scaling. Gala not quite rooted in place. Out of the turret they go. Neither team has taken turret plates. There is no accelerated Viper in this game. We'll wait for what the team fights give us as the Herald still waited to be summoned, held by Ming.
お互いにドラゴンは取らないね。ルルがヘラルドの瞳持ってるのか。ルルがミッドでこれ召喚してミッドタワー取りてえけどな。グレーブスとケネンはお互いにファーム食ってお互いにチームファイト強いっすね。ケネンが刺さりそうな感じするけどね。エドワードゲーミングみんな射程短くて。
Also seeing RNG doing a nice job of controlling bot side. One of the benefits of having something like Lulu as compared to the Yuumi, right? Yuumi can't just walk by herself through jungle, through river. You gotta wait, link up with your jungler first. And RNG gonna look to start this dragon. Both top laners do have TP and both have ultimates.
Cryan has flash, Cryan has ultimate. He's ready to use them. See if that red predator icon pops up. They'll be willing to go for it.
Looks like no play right now. Herald's up into the bot lane as, actually it's EDG zoned off. Flandre getting some good damage into Xiaohu. Ult's gonna knock him down to 200 health. And now it's a 5v4. There's a TP play to be had.
イモシ出たらグブ強えな。ヘラルドボトムでぶつける。アニーのスタン。ミスフォーチュンのウルト。ウルが孤立した。J4 が身代わりになる。おー、RNG。アニーが刺さっているのか。RNG がうまく少数戦アニを使って始めますね。いや J4 うまかったな。あそこで見捨てないで入ってってチームファイト勝つか。
But everybody, starts flashing to chase here for EDG. So first teleport is Rise, and they think they've got Ming. But then they commit these flashes to chase over, and they still don't have Flandre. So teleport channeling already from Kennen. Even though he was
ライズがやらかしたな。
and that makes a world of a difference.
And it feels like the whole point of playing aggressive in that top lane to force out Xiaohu from turret is being able to move first. So again, just communication from EDG not on point and sets up for this scenario where RNG still at 5-man strong and can commit for the redive.
This is one of those rare situations where we did see different game plans.
Stopped by a stun and no way out. Yeah, the game plans.
今回 RNG の構成がアニーさえねやらかさなければ強いと思ったけど強いですね。
Yeah, Flandre wanted the call to be, I just pushed him out. I want to get paid on top side, please. Let me play for myself, but the team was already flashing forward for the chases, and you
ト
could
ータル
see
ゴールドが
the coaching staff
かなり差がついて
RNG
RNG がそのまま勝ちそうだ。
popping that one.
レートゲームはお互い強いけど
So excited for the comeback here, because if they can take this early lead, and it
どうだ
looks
ろう
like
ね。
they will be able to snowball, they've got the utility to do it.
RNG のチームファイトがあまりにも強い気がする。あとエドワードゲーミングが CC がないから逆転要素が
They should be able to snowball very
ちょっと少ないですよね。
with the giant AoEs that they do have. Looking like they can push this to game number 5. Looking like they can keep on with the tradition of beating EDG.
I feel like it's so nice to see as well you mentioning coaching. Oh, they stop him! Flandre's dead.
That's going to be a man stunned. That's the man with only a little bit of MR. He's got a shield bow. He's got a flash. He's been red buff slowed though, and Wei's going to renew that one. Q's going to land for a bit of damage. There's the flash. Wei waiting for his cooldowns. Just takes the dunk.
何回引っかかるのか。
Flandre burned a 5-minute cooldown just to get ulted.
Yep, Flandre goes down. EDG at least are making the cross-map play, so they're going to get Herald. They might get topped as well. Looks like RNG might be able to have enough pressure to take mid-turret if Wei and Xiaohu started roaming, but looks like Xiaohu instead will go for the recall, but RNG getting another objective.
I mean, after that play, it honestly looks like they just completely tilted off that miscommunication.
RNG のペースかな。
Big discrepancy there. Cooldown blown as well. No flash now. For the out that you do have with trying to play some side lanes with your Rise, with your Graves, now it's much easier to punish it. I mean, RNG are built for so many ways to pick.
てかグブすごい硬いよね。
Guess what? Crying round 2 not on Annie.
I also want to go back to earlier when you brought up
自前の E のブリンクスキルでアーマーがめちゃくちゃ上がって、イモータルシールドボーでライフスティールプラスシールド。なんかな、アイテムが壊れすぎてんだよな。
worked around it so nicely in terms of playing around their bottom side, and even some nice rotations back and forth between mid and bot over the past few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Xiaohu not playing for split, not playing for 1v1, playing a champion that destroys team fights, and has destroyed team fights all worlds long. He was there first, even after getting pushed out of top lane. Communication doesn't have to do with champions, obviously, but they are running with it.
And that Graves turns out RNG maybe okay leaving it up. They got a pick.
昔のグレーブスは MR 曲がってたか。
Thus went the game. RNG aggression works out.
Oh.
They lose every one of them, but EDG now going for their own dive. It looks like it's going to be 4 versus 2, and they're looking for the first kill. That's going to be Annie dropping one for nothing. Wei goes for a dunk to lock them into turret range, and that means Scout will drop. And
Edward Gaming.
The stopwatch allows them to live.
11交換。ケネンが TP がないから無理します。でもケネンがもう TP あと10秒で帰ってくる。ケネンが裏から来れるワードはありません。ここでエドワードゲーミングね、敵全員殺さなきゃいけなかったけど、うまく。J4 がうまくやりました、また。人数差つけてるからね、エドワードゲーミングは。ここでだいぶ狙うのはいいと思います。J4 EQ はミスったけど、ウルトを使ってストップアッチしてフラッシュアウト。フラッシュ持ってないライズにウルトが刺さったね。
Can Ming really pull off Enchanter supports? Do LPL teams overall feel comfortable pulling off Enchanter supports, where the league is much more aggressive, has always been more about tank and engage, even when maybe in LCK or LCS or LEC, you would see more Enchanters coming out, but Ming so far having a great game.
I mean, what's wild is like enchanters are good, right? Like you run guardian, you survive a lot
なん
of
か
tank
もう
matchups.
構成いい方取った方が勝つみたいになってる。
You just buff a
お互いに実力は一緒ぐらいな
here. Let's go.
感じはするよね。
Conversation with certain players from the LPL about why they don't like it, and they said it's because they feel like they can't contest River early, Freak. That's so important over in the LPL.
I concur.
ピックバンがとても重要になりそうです。
Get that river control.
Obviously can depend on matchup. In this case though, surviving the 2-on-2 has allowed RNG
アニーが20分 109CS なんだよな。
fun to see because we are heading Straightforward right into a game 5. RNG have been good late game. They've been team fighting well with deficits, and they ended games cleanly when they were ahead. So at this 5,000 gold lead, we're looking at them to stack the next dragon in 25 seconds and keep the pressure on. And we just hope that Wei can smite that Baron.
Yeah, he's done quite well for himself this game. It looks like he's performing quite well under pressure. You know, we always have a very critical eye on which players can keep their composure in these extremely important games. And RNG, when they need it the most, elimination match are definitely delivering. While it is Dragon number 2 here, you know, it's not a
ドラゴン取るのはすごい遅いね。10分で2個目か。めっちゃ遅い。
This is what I was more interested in, right? When you see Flandre alone on the opposite side of the map in EDG cross mapping, it's will RNG be able to
クラウドソウルが来るか。
This time Viper is here. They're not going to let it
マウンテンソウルだ。
So, second dragon picked up. Even if you beeline the dragons, we're looking at a 31-minute soul. I expect a lot of this game to be decided before that 31-minute mark. Half these games have been won before that point in time. So certainly not going to be a huge factor, as you pointed out here, Kobe. We do have a quick stopwatch for Xiaohu, but I'm expecting the full AP build. That has been the one taken over at Worlds, and I think just suits the champions so much better. If you're landing the ult, they're all stunned anyway. Why bother going gold? They're all dead.
I feel like thinking about this, right? Because we're talking about Xiaohu and the team fighting from RNG. Think about how EDG can find a way back into the game would be, in my mind, finding picks on side lanes. JJ and Scout comboing, maybe trying to
farm 一つも食えねえじゃん。
But EDG have never really been that kind of team that look for those sorts of plays. We can see that this series as well, that in terms of comboing their side laner with their
チョービーみたいにミッドのファーム差だけで有利になるのがいいのか。結局ジャングルと一緒に行動して仲間助けながらスノーボールする方がいいのか。なんとも言えませんね。チョービーの真逆だよ。チョービーが見たらこれアレルギー反応起こしそう。
Not gonna matter too much. Quick root out of Gala. Thank you, Gravitum. And okay, EDG are allowed their wolves. I mean, I understand it, right? There's a camp up. RNG must contest.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest advantage that RNG has
結
right
構
now
戦うから
is to
平均的にみんな全体的にちょっとファームは掘れてないねお互い。ミスフォーチュンのウルトが刺さらねえ。おーっと今回はシャオフが引っかかる番か。でもケネンを捕まえるのは難しい。アニーティバーズを外した。ティバーズ戻ってくる。ケネンはただでは使わない。ああケネン強いな。やっぱなんかケネン OP じゃね。なんでこのケネンピックして LNG がやらかしたかは分かんないけど。ケネンがめっちゃ強いと思う。
Their draft has kind of been hampered by champion pool issues, and the early game hasn't gone so well in certain games. In terms of like communicating and reacting on the map, they've
やっぱグブ相手はケネンだな。
throughout this series. And for RNG, it feels like they're just going to be able to continue to bring this home. We are going to see what EDG we're looking for. Realm Warp does come out. Makes sense trying to find this pick in bot side while the overcommit did come out in mid lane. But Xiao instantly flashes in, goes for the ultimate, finds the stun. And like you said, Cryin is a true homie. TP's in instantly. And with the other members of RNG cutting through mid, it separates Scout and allows them to just focus him down and find this kill.
Xiaohu specifically and RNG have had so much experience in defending split push plays like that because Xiaohu splits so often like this. They are always looking for the turn, looking for the opener. You know, yes, you're trying to disengage and avoid damage while you're buying time for the rest of the team, but also looking
一応レートゲームライズとグレーブス強いけどユーミもいるけどグブが触ってないですから厳しそうね。フラッシュないからライズにウルトぶち込めばキルじゃねえか。ミスフォーチュンのウルトが刺さらないのよな。ミスフォーチュンが雑に強くてさ ウルトと相性が良くなくてもピックするよね。兄ウルト我慢しました。
RNG again on pace for a 31-minute Mountain Soul. Might just close the game with that. We'll see how much more they want to do. Bottom Scuttle coming up soon around the same time as the Dragon. Who just taken away from the bottom lane. His TP is up. He can be the side laner. No one playing for top right now. Scout and Flandre both have TP, but they are sitting in mid lane fighting for minion waves that, well, for now they have.
アニーじゃなくてシンドラでよくねえか。そう思うんだけど。今のシンドラだったらもうノーリスクで QE のスタンが当たってチームファイト勝ったと思う。アニーじゃなきゃいけねえのか。ああ、今回はまあ刺さります。マジでシンドラでいいと思っちゃうな、アニーだったら。シンドラの QE がもう実質ティバーズじゃん。連戦も主導権握れるし。プレデター詰めないから足速くなくていいんだよな、シンドラは。射程があるから。ようわからねえ。別にアニーダメージ出てないんだよね。今のもウルト添えたぐらいで射程があまりにも短いな。Q も W も当てられてない。じゃあアニーの理由がわからんね。うまくはやってはいるんだけど、シンドラ使えないのか。レートゲーム、アニーのシールドでアフェリオス守れる。アニーシールド仲間に渡せるようになったもんね。効果時間クソ短いけど。確かに。いやマジでアニーでいい理由がよくわからん。サムもまともに食えないし。確実にフラッシュウルトっていうエンゲージツールがあるっていうことぐらいか。絶対にエンゲージできるってことか。J4 勝った。うわー、ケネン強え。ゲーム5。ハイファイブして今痛がってたな。シルバースクレープスですかね。GG。